Ben Johnson interviewed over the weekend. Now, all of a sudden, a lot of people believe that Mike McCarthy would be the perfect Bears hire because they can say he's offensive-minded. They could say he's won a lot of games. He is not a guy who is going to walk around that building and be like an alpha male. Like, he is perfectly vanilla.
He's done a pretty good job with young quarterbacks.
Yep, he's won games, so he's done the job. He's not too old.
He checks a lot of their boxes.
A lot of their boxes. Yeah. Yes. So, and then Tomlin, you said this to me. I said, what would you give up for Mike Tomlin? Because I got a tweet over the weekend. If it was, Silvy, would you rather have Ben Johnson or Mike Tomlin for a first and something else? And I didn't hesitate. I'm like, Ben Johnson. Because I wouldn't give up a first for Tomlin. But you're even...
I wouldn't give up anything.
You wouldn't make a trade at all for Mike Tomlin.
I heard Carm saying this earlier. I think there's only two guys I would probably who are out there that had anything attached to them in terms of what I think it would be either McVay or Shanahan. But I wouldn't even. I'd be leery to do that. No, I mean, look, Mike. I would be very interested in Mike Tomlin if he was available without having to give up any compensation. My team's not good enough.
What if you can get him for one of your 2 second-round picks?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to trade anything for a coach right now when I have guys who have comparable track records. Mike Tomlin. Listen, this isn't about trying to diminish the great career he's had in Pittsburgh. They haven't won a playoff game since 2016, right?
Yeah, last time.
Like, when was the last time their offense was threatening on a consistent basis? And by the way, their hallmark has been what?
Defense.
And their last 5 playoff games, their defense has allowed 28 points, 31 points, 42 points, 48 points, 45 points.
It's incredible. When you read that to me, that's their defense.
That's their defense. So, like,
they don't beat good quarterbacks in the postseason really ever.
If he stepped in your building, would everything change from a culture standpoint? Absolutely. But I don't know that any of your offensive issues would be solved. So I would be interested, totally interested, if he was available without having to give up compensation. Same way I would feel about 99% of the guys out there. But, I mean, this team needs to be rebuilt. Like, all of those assets are really important.
Yeah, and he would have to, like we talked about his former OCs, you would have to say to Mike, you're awesome, your culture's awesome, your offensive coordinators stink.
Yeah.
You have got to hire a better offensive coordinator here for Caleb. Like, the culture and culture alone won't do it. You have to have a better offensive coordinator.
And listen, maybe if he decides to pivot and go in a different direction, there will be a renaissance for him and the offense that he is overseeing. But right now, the track record is the track record.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Yeah. You know, I mean, you walk into the building and you definitely command the room. But what can you do to get all of this that I've invested in the offensive side of the football, get the most out of them?
Yeah. DJ on the South Side, you're on ESPN 1000. What's up, DJ?
What's going on? Good morning, good afternoon, brothers. Waddle and Silvy.
What's very
good,
good,
DJ.
What's going on, man? I'm 100% Ben Johnson, man. I think it's 2025 NFL. Just selling offense. You know, I'll be in on Tomlin, but I think we'll still be Pittsburgh or the North.
Yeah.
You know, we'll win 10 games every year, but that's it. I don't know. Maybe some people are good with that, but, you know, the most important person on this team right now to me is Caleb.
Yes.
And I think Ben Johnson, even though he haven't coached the game, I'll put him up there right now with probably Shanahan for scheming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what you need, and I think that's what the NFL is today. And I hear guys talk about, you know, our guys talk about for us radio personnel, you know, how they you know, get wet when they hear, oh, I want a McVay, I want an O'Connell. But here he goes right here in our face. This is not a fluke. This guy is good, man. This guy's good. And McFlurry, I mean, Fleur, he's been an OC, 2 years? They took that chance. O'Connell, an OC, a year or two. They took that chance. Why can't we make that big swing?
It's a great point, DJ.
Listen, it's been my sales pitch as well. It doesn't mean it's for everyone. As I said before, there's other ways to become successful. It doesn't have to be this way. What I'm trying to do is eliminate as much whatever from the equation. I'm trying to eliminate all of the questionable stuff from the equation. What's the best way to get all of this offensive stuff, including my quarterback, back on track or on track? I'm not sure this offense was ever on track. How do I get them on track? So I'm going to eliminate whatever hurdles exist between, getting him on track and trying to find another guy under a defensive head coach that can unlock all of that stuff.
Edgar, near Midway, you're on ESPN 1000. What's up, Edgar?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here just to talk about the Tomlin. I really don't think we're going to let Tomlin go this year. I still think we're going to give him a chance for next year. So that Tomlin talk could go out the window.
Sure. Well, and someone reported that. One of the beat writers, I think for the News-Gazette in Pittsburgh, said that there is no plan on letting Tomlin go elsewhere. But look, things change, and I know what the temperature is in that city right now with a lot of the people.
That ownership group is very patient. Like, the Coward left on his own. They didn't fire Coward. So I find it very hard to believe that even though they've had no postseason success over the last 9 years, I don't think that they would be interested in moving on from him. I may be wrong. I don't live in Pittsburgh, but they're a very patient, steady, and stable franchise. Mm-hmm. So
I think our best fit is actually going to be Liam Cohen from the Buccaneers. With the offensive we have and the way he runs it, I think he'll be our best fit. These top coaches are not going to come to a Bears team who treats their coaches and puts the blame on them every 2 years.
We'll see if they even reach out to him. The Bears have not requested an interview yet. Now they're out, but you could have requested. Didn't preclude them from making an interview request with Kingsbury before, with some of the other guys. So I don't know if they're interested in Liam Cohen, which we think, like, why not Liam Cohen? You interviewed him. You know him a little bit from your OC search and maybe turn them off. But why David Shaw? Why not Liam Cohen?
Why Mike Kafka and not Liam Cohen?
Why Matt, what's-his-face, Campbell at Iowa State and not Liam Cohen?
He goes by what's-his-face.
Yeah, Matt, what's-his-face?
Yeah.
We've had
at
a couple
Iowa
Matt what's-his-faces already. Danny in Scottsdale really quick. What's up, Danny? Danny.
Hey, Silvy. Hey, Silvy. Hey, Waddle.
Hey.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, just calling to kind of chime in on the whole Bears coaching situation. It seems like the overall theme right now is, the fans, they want the shiny car. They want Ben Johnson. But now with Mike McCarthy now being out there and available, it just seems like kind of like a match made in heaven. We got the great food in the city. I'm sure Mike McCarthy would be a big fan of that. Curious your thoughts as well, just with Ben Johnson and the Raiders, just with their overall, I guess, just the Brady influence there. They just let go of their GM. It sounds like Brady's going to kind of give the keys to whoever kind of takes the reign there. So just curious your thoughts on that situation as well. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, guys.
I don't know what's going on in Vegas with the Raiders.
They're still interview guys, too. They reached out to Vance Joseph. They want an interview with him. And they still are interviewing people, but the word is that Brady's infatuated with Ben Johnson, and rightfully so.
Benny, he's got to have a nickname for him. Think he calls him BJ?
Like he calls, what's his name, his former
KB?
wife, Edelman, he calls him Jules.
Oh, he calls him Jules. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
He's a big, as Meller said, he calls
Benny J.
Burkhart KB.
Benny J?
Benny J?
No? You don't like that one?
It's either Benny or BJ. I love the BJs.
Big Johnson?
Yeah.
What about Big Johnson? Hey, Big Johnson.
Big Ben. Why do they call him Big Ben?
No, he's gotten that. He's had to compete against Big Ben too many years. And that's got some negative connotation to it, too.
Do you guys remember the Big Johnson T-shirt brand?
Sure.
In the 90s?
Oh, yeah. We'd have to bring it back here for sure. If the Bears get him. Obvious shirts would print up Big Johnson shirts right away, and they'd sell them out in a heartbeat.
I think we could go retro and pull out the old T-shirts.
I have a comp. I have a comp for Mike McCarthy, and it may be unfair, and it has to do with his food comparison. Kyle Long's doing it too, and there's another coach who's had sort of a renaissance too near us that I sort of compare Mike McCarthy to. Tell me if this is fair or foul. I'll throw it at you guys coming up next.